Joe, how is Sam, and do you have a timeline on him?
Actually, I haven't seen him yet. I texted him, said he was doing okay, but no timeline yet.
And what were kind of some of the results coming out of the injury there that you heard about? Severe sprain? Is it more mild?
I didn't hear anything on it.
And while he's out for however long that is, what are you looking for? He's obviously been in the lineup all season, for the most part, been pretty steady for you guys. Where are you going to look for some production in his spot?
I think that's the thing about this team is regardless of who's been in, who's out, guys have just filled roles, and so that's the most important thing. Comes from everybody, and that's the job that each guy has. So regardless of who's in, who's out, play the system on both sides of the ball and compete at a high level, and I think the guys have done a great job doing that.
Joe, Jayson and Jalen, will they play tonight? And Porzingis definitely in?
Not had any updates yet. Haven't had any updates yet. We meet about that right after this.
Coach Zora Stevenson, nice to meet you.
How are you?
I know you've been talking about in your press conferences about carryover from film, and you like to see execution. Anything specific going into this one that you all talked about after DC that you'd love to see carry over?
That's a good question. I think just our screening and the level at which we start our offense. So depending upon different matchups, we sometimes want to start our offense a little bit higher. We want to start our offense a little bit lower. Just kind of depends on how they're guarding us. They've shown a couple of different ways to guard, so I think tonight it's the carryover from there. If they're in a certain type of coverage, making sure we get the level of attack at the right place, make sure our screening angles are proper, and then make sure the work behind the first action is detailed and it's timely. And I think those things are important. So that'll be like what we look for in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Hey, Coach. I know you've been your experience in the league, but this season with the in-season tournament is jumbled the schedule. Do you approach giving players less minutes because of that, or how's your thinking changed?
Really just try to whatever's best for the player and the team at that particular time. Understanding and balancing that it's a long season. We want to be playing at our best mentally, physically, emotionally at the right time. So just kind of every decision goes into that.
Joe, what are the conversations like with Jayson and Jalen about taking time off? Jayson obviously does not want to miss games. And how do you have to convince him, or do you convince him? What's that conversation like?
Well, for starters, I think one of the good things about the culture of the locker room is guys always want to play. I think that's the first and foremost thing. The second piece is we always try to do what's best for the player and the team at that particular time. It's a long year. And it's important that we're, at our best physically, mentally, emotionally at the right time. So all the decisions that go into it kind of put that in mind,
You seem to have been a player that wanted to play all 40 minutes or 48.
I don't know if the coach wanted to play me 40 minutes.
But can you relate to Jayson when they want to play and you don't want them to play? Can you relate?
It's everybody. Jayson, Jalen, everybody, Drew, all the guys, they all want to play. So I think that's the pride that they take in competing at a high level. And I think that's one of the underlying reasons as to some of our success in the regular season is the guys' ability to compete at a high level. So absolutely. But again, whatever's best for them, whatever's best for the team to make sure we're playing the way we need to be playing at the right time, I think is just kind of the way to look through it, But it's grateful to have the guys that have that mindset.